Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the biography comedy drama film, The Intouchable. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. The movie starts in the evening in Paris. Philippe's Clouzet Maserati Quattroporte is being driven at a high rate of speed by Driss, Sai. They are quickly being pursued by the police, but Driss is undeterred and doubles down with Philippe, believing they can get an escort. Driss uses Philippe's quadriplegia as an excuse to justify his reckless speeding. Philippe poses as having a stroke, and the duped police officers ultimately accompany them to the hospital. Philippe wonders what they will do once the cops leave them at the hospital, and Driss responds, "Now let me take care of it," as they drive away. After that, a flashback telling of the two men's story occupies nearly the remainder of the movie. Rich quadriplegic Philippe and his helper Magali are interviewing potential live-in caregivers for their chateau in the heart of Paris. Candidate Driss has no desire to be hired. In order to continue receiving welfare benefits, he is only there to obtain a signature certifying that he was questioned and refused. He flirts with Magali openly and in an incredibly casual manner. He is instructed to return the next morning to pick up his signed letter. Driss returns to the cramped apartment he and his large family occupy in a desolate Parisian district. After not hearing from him for 6 months, his aunt gives him the order to vacate the apartment. The following day, Driss comes to Philippe's estate and discovers, much to his astonishment, that he is currently on trial for the position of live-in caregiver. When he learns the full degree of Philippe's impairment, he follows Philippe around and is amazed to see a totally different way of life. According to a friend of Philippe, Driss has a criminal history that includes serving 6 months in prison for robbery. Because he is the only person who treats Driss as an equal rather than with sympathy or compassion, Philippe claims he is unconcerned with Driss's past. He promises that if he performs his current work well, he won't be fired. Driss and Philippe get closer over time. Driss does his duty in tending to his employer, who frequently experiences phantom pain. Driss learns from Philippe that his paragliding accident left him crippled and that his wife passed away childless. Driss gradually persuades Philippe to impose some discipline in his personal life, including being stricter with his adoptive daughter Elisa, who acts like a spoiled child around the employees. Driss learns about opera, traditional and modern art, and even starts painting. A special classical music event is given for Philippe's birthday in his living room. Driss is initially quite resistant to Philippe's music, but he eventually persuades him to pay closer attention. Then Driss plays Philippe his favorite song, Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind and Fire, which encourages everyone in the room to start dancing. Driss learns that Philippe's only communication with Eleanor, a woman who resides in Dunkirk, is through letters. Philippe is reluctant to meet Driss because he worries about how she will respond when she learns about his condition. Philippe is eventually persuaded to call Eleanor by Driss. Driss convinces Philippe to give her a picture of him in a wheelchair, but Philippe hesitates and asks his assistant Yvonne to send a picture of him before the accident. Eleanor and Philippe decide on a date. Before Eleanor arrives, Philippe decides last minute that he is too nervous to see Eleanor and leaves with Yvonne. Then Philippe phones Driss and asks him to fly with him in his private plane for a weekend of paragliding. Philippe hands Driss an envelope containing €11,000, the price he was able to receive for the artwork Driss had sold to a friend under the pretense that it was by a new artist. Adama, Driss's younger cousin, seeks refuge in Philippe's mansion after getting into difficulty with a gang. Driss confides in Philippe about his family and his upbringing in France after being adopted by his then childless aunt and uncle as an orphan in Senegal. After his uncle passed away and his aunt had additional children, his adoptive parents started having their own children. Philippe relieves Driss from his work after recognizing his need to provide for his family and making the comment that he may not want to push a wheelchair all his life. Driss rejoins his buddies in the suburbs and manages to assist his younger cousin. He obtains employment with a transport firm as a result of his recent professional experience. Philippe has now hired caregivers to take Driss' place, but he isn't satisfied with any of them. When he loses motivation, he stops caring for himself. Concerned, Yvonne calls Driss, who shows there and chooses to take Philippe in the Maserati, returning the plot to the film's opening police chase sequence. Driss immediately drives Philippe to the beach when they manage to avoid the cops. Philippe and Driss come at a Coburg restaurant with a fantastic ocean view after shaving and getting dressed stylishly. Driss abruptly gets up from the table and wishes Philippe luck on his lunch date. Eleanor shows up a little while later, but Philippe is still unable to understand. Philippe is moved to tears when he glances out the window and sees Driss smiling at him. As the movie comes to a close, Driss bids Philippe goodnight and leaves. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.